What's up, folks? Zen here. It is Monday, June 16th, around noon, around 82 degrees in beautiful Southern California, Zone 10A, Northern County, San Diego. Figured I'd shoot a transition spring to summer update video, and I decided to shoot it today because I started finishing my trimming of the guava tree. I took off quite a bit from the top and from the sides. It was actually imbalanced and had some long, floppy, horizontal branches that I took off at the top and some heavy branching on the right side, or actually the left side. Doesn't matter. And so I took it off. It's all here. I filled this green bin with more. So severe heavy prune job on the guava tree, but it should bounce back nicely. I should have probably just let it fruit first, but then I just didn't want all that imbalanced weight. And I just felt in the mood to do a trim job, so that's what I did. So let's just go through a quick update. Here is my Carabao Philippine mango. It has sprouted new branches. As you can see here, I love the color of fresh new mango leaves. It had the flower panicles on it. The last update, it had the flower panicles on it, which I successfully removed, and it did not try to rebloom because I left one mango that was forming growing on it. And then when this new branching showed off, I removed that mango. So we've got 4 successful new shoots coming out of the top. You can take a look at my Keitt mango over here. I had taken most of the pinnacles off, and I had left a couple forming fruits, but those fruits actually did not form into mangoes, and they fell off, and subsequently this started reblooming. So I've left a couple of these little forming fruits on this time, and unfortunately it should be sprouting new branches just like my other tree, but because it did not successfully form fruit before I removed the panicles, the weather was not warm enough for it to start making new growth, and so it shot out new blooms, and so I'm just dealing with them right now. So those are my 2 mango trees. I've been growing a whole host of watermelons. So here's a sugar baby watermelon vine. I got 2 of them here. 2 vines, and I've got 2 fairly large fruit forming, and a couple smaller ones. I had 2 fully mature sugar baby plants here, and they made me 5 really tasty small sugar baby watermelons, and I've already pulled them and given them to friends and neighbors, and I've got a new set of sugar baby watermelon plants coming out. I've been putting the watermelon in all of the sites that I've swapped out the soil, and I've put new trees in. So I was growing watermelons here, grew watermelons here. Of course, you guys know what this is. I just put that in for the heck of it in the ground. And I'm growing some crimson sweet watermelons over here. So that's a watermelon vine over here, and when this finishes, I'm going to plant a couple more plants in here, so I'll have a rotating supply of fresh watermelon throughout the summer. And look, folks, my lovely Wurtz Lil Cado, baby Cado avocado tree is still alive. It's flushed out new growth, and I'm very happy about it. Haven't had to shade cloth it yet. Hasn't gotten above 90 degrees yet. So I'm keeping it here. This is a San Marzano indeterminate heirloom tomato. I have a volunteer tree tree collard or tree kale coming up out of here. I instantly recognized it because I grew a bunch from seed and I had them planted here at one time, at one point, and so that is a volunteer. Here is the carambola star fruit, still growing. A lot of new growth coming out of it. I don't know if I said this in the last video I shot or the last update, but this is going to be the spot where I'm going to put the carambola. It's out of the way. It's got a bank over here, so it'll have good drainage. It's wind protected. I've got this tree over here, and it provides a windbreak. And since carambolas are susceptible to heavy wind, and they don't like wind blowing on them, I think this will be a nice little spot. And it's got, it gets afternoon shade, so perfect. So that's the spot where I'm going to put my carambola. This is one of my attempts at grafting a Charwill scion onto a Haas avocado. I'll check it in about a week to see if it took. I tried 2 others and I failed miserably because I was using really cheap grafting tape, which drove me crazy. Do not buy cheap grafting tape. You'll spare yourself a lot of hardship and frustration, basically. I'm just basically piling stuff onto my hugelkultur. Got all logs and wood, branches, all cut up, chopped up underneath, and I've just been dumping old potting soil on top of it, and then I'm going to finish it off with a bed of topsoil and finish it off with some compost on top of it, and then I'll have myself a hugelkultur bed, and I'll be able to grow more watermelons off of it, and spring onions, and all kinds of herbs, and whatever I feel like shoving onto that hugelkultur. Let's see. Oh, this is the new, my 4-in-1 pluot tree that I ordered from Rain Tree Nursery. It's got Dapple Dandy pluot. It's got Flavor Queen. That's the Flavor Queen. This is a Dapple Dandy. This is the Flavor King, and this one's the Flavor Grenade. So hopefully I can keep it somewhat in balance and make it so the Queen variety doesn't disappear and fall off. Plum tree is growing nicely. Only had a couple plums off of it this year. I don't know if it had to do with the chill factor or the fact that I heavily pruned it too much during winter, but I only got like 2 plums off of it this year. This is my May Pride peach tree. I picked up an August Pride peach tree. This replaced the Red Baron peach that I picked up bare root and it never woke up. I picked up a bare root dwarf Red Baron peach tree, and I was growing it in this container, but it never woke up, and so I basically swapped it out, put in a new peach tree here, and I stuck the Red Baron here. It had no root development, no growth. I keep doing the scratch test on it, and it's still alive, but it has never woken up from dormancy. I bought this in December from Home Depot. So yeah. Dragon fruit. This is my Meyer lemon, looking kind of bare and patchy because it's lost a lot of its leaves. It's going to be forming new leaves. This is a volunteer Tommy Atkins mango. I don't know why the tops are growing so poorly. Maybe I've over fertilized it. It could be fertilizer burn. I don't know. Just growing it out for fun. I may graft onto it. I may try and put it in the ground at some point. This is the Malaysian guava, looking pretty sad because it lost a lot of its leaves too, and it's forming all new leaves. Never fruited, hasn't fruited yet. We'll see what happens this year. Here is the Anna apple tree. I've already taken off a dozen apples off of it. Look at the size they're getting to. That's a full-size apple there. And then we have some of the cute smaller ones that my sis-in-law loves to take to my nephew. He likes the little apples. So, yeah, it's been growing a good cluster of apples. I checked with ChatGPT as far as, like, leaving an apple tree in this place. And as long as I keep trimming it and maintain the size and control it and don't let any of the branches grow and rub against the wall, just maintain, you know, a buffer zone of air between the trunk and the wall of the garage, I could probably keep it here for another 20 years. Just, you know, keeping it pruning it in the summer to maintain size, pruning it down in the winter as well. So, volunteer apple. Don't want to talk about my raised bed. It's a mess. And this is my other raised bed, which has some curious plants growing in it right now. We won't mention that right now. Shinseke Asian pear. Another plum tree I picked up because I want to be able to move this right next to the pluot tree. So the 4-in-1 pluot will have a pear tree to help pollinate it on one side, and I'll be able to stick another pear tree right in the middle and see if I can get better production off the pluots this year, because it's very hard to fertilize those things as bees don't like them, even though a bee seems to like me. He's hovering around me right now. Get away. Jujubes are coming in. Won't have too many jujubes this year because I heavily pruned the tree. What other updates do I want to give? Here's some jujubes that fell off while I was trimming it. That's another crimson watermelon I tried growing in a pot. I'm not going to grow them in pots anymore. They don't grow as healthy. I had another one in a pot. It didn't grow as healthy, and it got attacked by aphids and melon beetles, and I just had to pull it basically. But all the ones that I grew in ground grew really well and gave me some nice watermelons. But I'm really happy. I've got branching over here too. New branching. And it's not part of the rootstock, so I'm going to keep that. I'm very happy that I've got new growth on my mango tree. Still haven't had any fruit off of this Acerola Barbados cherry. It's been in the ground 6 years. It flowered last year. I got one fruit off of it. And then the previous year before, it flowered and I got one fruit off of it. So 2 consecutive years, 2 pieces of fruit. That's it. Blueberry. Here, look how sad this watermelon vine is. I've got one melon growing right here. This is a crimson sweet watermelon. Alrighty. We have the Suriname cherry, gifted to me by a neighbor, growing. Here is my passion fruit vine, looking very sad. I don't know why the leaves are all look like they're falling off and dying. The passion fruit's wrinkly. Usually when it looks like this, it looks like the vine needs water. So I watered it, and it didn't get better. And then I'm thinking maybe I overwatered it. So I have left this alone for about a week now. I'm not going to water it. It should survive well enough on its own without me having to water it at all. So I don't know what's going on with this vine, but it's looking a lot sadder than the one that I have out in front of the house. Anyways, if anybody knows why I might be having issues with my passion fruit vine, why it looks like it's kind of dying, Why the fruit are all dried out. I might just try and hammer it with water again. I really don't know whether I'm overwatering it or underwatering it. I guess just check the soil and see if it's moist or not. And look at my pomegranate tree this year. I've actually got fruit on it. I had 3 pomegranates that I harvested last year, and I've already got probably more than a dozen on this tree already. So got decent fruit set this year. Looking forward to being able to harvest more pomegranates off of this tree. I thought it was dying. I thought it wasn't producing anymore, which prompted me to go out and pick up this pomegranate tree that I'm growing out in this pot. I'm going to probably severely prune this pomegranate tree after I harvest all the fruit off of it. Here's my cute little sitting area where I can sit here. My cat Teddy comes and visits me, and we'll just chill out here, gaze at my little baby Wurtz. Citrus is doing good. Got figs over here. The Moral Blood Orange did not flower this year, so I have no Moral Blood Oranges forming. I don't know what's up, whether it has alternate bearing issues or maybe it didn't have enough chill hours. I'm fertilizing everything with citrus avocado fertilizer, so I'm making sure all my trees are well fertilized this year. This all Algerian tangerine is growing fruit here. It's probably got maybe 8 fruit forming, and I'm gonna let it fruit. This is the first year I've had it. It's in a 15-gallon, but it looks healthy enough to be able to hold on to the fruit. Everything else I've been picking fruit off. I picked fruit off of the Satsuma, Owari. This is a Kishu. I picked the fruit off of that. I'm allowing this Dancy tangerine to form 1 fruit here, so I'm letting it keep 1 fruit. That's about it. I don't think there's anything else I want to update you guys on. I do have an acerola I put in this area, and it went into transplant shock and dropped all its leaves, but now it's forming new leaves and forming flowers already that I've taken off. So yeah, Acerola Barbados Cherry. I think that's all. We're just gonna wrap up this update right now and end it on this pretty picture of my little herb box over here. Everybody have a wonderful summer. Talk to you later.